Hey, what's up guys? In today's video we are going over our week 11 Supreme Arena defenses. Now I've come up with quite a few different team sets for you guys to choose from, whether it's taking a team from one team set and then taking a team from another one. You know, you can mix and match and all that kind of stuff, get team ideas, or you could just copy the set completely and run it like that. Now, we got the new hero, Marcille, and she's got a lot of hype around her. A lot of people have pulled for her, so I did include a lot of Marcille teams on a lot of these different team sets that I'll be showing you. But I did try to limit the use of heroes like Perseus and Marcille on team sets. However, there are some that do involve both of those heroes. However, the first team set we're going to look at doesn't involve Marcille and doesn't involve Perseus at all. So I'm going to pull that one up, and then we'll start going over all the other teams and everything. So the first team that we're going to look at here is a Hugin, Lily May, Faramore, Siren, Ravion team, and we're basically just combining the burst damage of Lily May and Siren together to basically nuke down whatever team we're fighting against. So Lily May is going to have 4 growth stacks right away at the start of the fight, so that's going to give her Rainstorm Ballet ability a ton of damage, and then after she finishes that, which a lot of times she'll kill a hero or two with it, Siren's going to follow up with his ultimate, and even if they try to use a Lily May to block Siren's ult or something like that, the Wilder Phantomal is going to be the Lily May bait, so you don't really have to worry about Siren's ult being blocked. And then if Siren, for whatever reason, something happens to him, you still have Faramore in here. If he gets his ultimate off, that's going to be a lot of damage to deal with. And he's actually pretty tanky when he's mixed with a hero like Hugin, who can provide him shields and all that kind of good stuff. So that's the first team. The second team is then, and we're running Divine Favor on that team. So Lily can have the maximum growth stacks at the start. The second team is then going to be a Niru, Pandora, Shamira, Damon, Ludovic team. Now I need to switch Shamira's positioning with Ludovic because I want Shamira to go into the Pandora's box. So I must have had a brain fart when I put this in here. I'll have to resave this formation and everything, but yeah, we're basically going to have Shamira go into the Pandora's box. She's going to come out, do an ultimate. We've got Niru for extra lives. Also, he's acting as like a Lily May bait, and then Damon and Ludovic are going to be providing heals and shielding and all that good stuff for Shamira. So that's going to be the second team. The third team is then going to be an Aaron, Olmis, Citrana, Bonnie, Tassie team. So we basically have Aaron, Citrana, and Bonnie to activate the dot damages and all that stuff, get that going. And then Aaron and Olmis will obviously do their thing with rooting people down. We have the Wilder Phantomal as a Lily May bait, and then Tassie is able to prolong the fight, allowing the dot damage to do more damage itself. And then also when she gets her ultimates off, it's going to be a bad thing for the enemy team. So that's the first set of teams that don't involve any Marcille or Perseus teams or anything like that. Now let's pull up the next set, and the next set is going to be the teams that I'm actually going to be running this week. So let me get those pulled up and we'll talk about them. So before we get into the team set that I'll be using for the start of Supreme Arena this week, I want to remind you guys that if you were thinking about getting Dragon Crystals so you can maybe pull Marcille to higher Paragon levels and all that good stuff, you can use my link to the Farlight store in the description below or in the pinned comment, and you'll get 5% extra Dragon Crystals with your purchases, and you'll also be supporting me in the channel. So I really appreciate it. Let's get into these teams and talk about how they work. So this first team is going to be a Hugin, Marcille, Tassie, Aaron, Olmis team. And then we have the Wilder Phantomal acting as a Lily May bait if they try to use Lily May against this team. And basically the goal of this team is to have Aaron and Olmis group up as many heroes as possible, allow Marcille to burst them down with the explosive spell, and then follow it up with her ultimate. And if for whatever reason she goes down early or something like that, maybe she casts her explosive spell and doesn't get to an ultimate, you still have Tassie in here to basically hopefully wrap up the fight and whatnot, because a lot of times Marcille will actually just one-shot a few heroes with her explosive spell. Sometimes she kills one hero outright, sometimes she kills 2 or 3. It all depends, but Aaron's going to get them all grouped up with his tornado. It's going to be really good for Marcille, and then having Tassie in here, you know, backstabbing them, stunning them, building up her energy, and then getting to an ultimate could be really good. And Hugin in front of Marcille really makes her a lot stronger and gives her a lot more damage. So this could be a pretty solid team to run. That's the first team. Second team is going to be a Siren team with Harak on it, and I really like this team a lot because it's honestly beaten almost every variation I've come across of a Seda Athalia team. So we've got Theodore with Siren behind him, so that feeds Siren energy, gets him to a super quick ultimate. The Phantomal, the Wilder Phantomal will act as a Lily May bait. So if they do use, like, they're going to have to use Lily May on either Team 1, Team 2, and they can't use her on both. So both teams are safe from Lily May because they have Lily May bait hero, which is the Phantomal, and then that allows our Siren to get his ult off. Our Lily May is going to have growth stacks from Ravion and from the Divine Favor spell. It's only 2 growth stacks, but it is enough to give her a decent edge in damage and whatnot, and that will allow her to get one of the heroes pretty low HP, which allows Harak to then use Tidal Assault, kill that hero, and then keep repeating the process over and over again. And it just is very satisfying to watch, and it's been working pretty well for me. I have quite a few successful defenses with this team. Maybe I can show you later in the video if it's not too long, but yeah, that's team 2. Team 3 is then going to be my Igor Athalia team with Taylene, Bonnie, and Niru on it. Since I'm using Siren on team 2, I need another magic damage dealer on this team to help activate Bonnie's dot damage, and I feel like this is a good way to do it. Now, I also think that a lot of people are going to run Marcille on this map because this map a lot of people tend to group their heroes up all together in this map, and that means Marcille is going to target all those heroes with her explosive spell. And using this team on this map, it allows you to group up like the Phantomal, the Taylene, and Athalia, and if these guys die, it's really not that big a deal, and it leaves your Bonnie and your Niru safe over here, so Marcille won't target them with the explosive spell, and Igor's over here safe and sound too. So, you know, classic Igor Athalia team. You can spread it out. It works well against heroes that do a lot of damage to grouped up heroes. So that's the team set that I'll be running for the start of the week. Like I said, let me pull up the next set and we'll talk about that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the next set of teams. And the first team of this next set is an Aaron Olmus Marcille team with Lily May and Shamira. I really like the combination of Aaron Olmus and Marcille because it's well, everybody has Aaron and Olmus, and a lot of people are pulling for Marcille. So it's a very easy combination to run, and it really works well for Marcille because Aaron's grouping everyone up, Olmus roots them down, and then Marcille uses explosive spell to do a ton of damage. And then you follow it up with heroes like Lily May and Shamira, and you can have a really, really strong team. And you can have a lot of different variations by replacing Lily and Shamira with different heroes. So there's a lot of flexibility with this team, and I really like the combination of Aaron Olmus and Marcille together. So that's team 1. So team 2 is going to be a Dunliner Zany team, and this team was originally designed for normal arena to be used on defense against Igor Athalia teams. Now, I had to tweak it a little bit, and this was designed by Midnight Danger. He brought it to my attention. I'm actually going to be doing a video on this later in the week. But yeah, what I did was, because the normal version, like for the version for normal arena, would have Callan on it. However, Callan doesn't really work on this map that well. Also, if I have Callan on this team, we won't have a Phantomal. So instead, I took Callan out and I put Rowan in so that we get the Lightbearer Phantomal, and we also give Siren a really quick and early ultimate in this fight. And it's actually pretty solid at countering Igor Athalia teams. So I figured I could give this a try in Supreme Arena this week, see how it does, and if you guys want to try it out also, you can. But yeah, that's team 2. Team 3 is then going to be a Theodore Shakir team with Citrana, Faramore, and Ravion on it. So we're basically going to get Citrana dot damage activated by the Theodore because Shakir is going to be fed energy by him. He's going to jump over. That's going to trigger the Dark Moon to come up from Theodore, which will then allow him to ignite the enemy team because he'll have sparks from Citrana. And then you have Faramore following up behind everybody, and hopefully he'll get to his ultimate and blow up any heroes that Shakir and Thedor and the dot damage wasn't able to take out. And we also have the fatal blow protections from Ravion here. Gosh, I couldn't remember his name for a minute. So yeah, that's team 3, and that's the third set of teams, I think that was. So let me pull up another set and we'll talk about that one. Okay, so this next set we're going to try to get through a little bit quicker because the first 2 teams are teams I've recommended many times before. We all know pretty much how they work and everything, but the first team is a Lily May Perseus one-shot team. Now you can take out Leica and put in Harak if you want to. I'd put him somewhere like this. Also, you could take him out if you don't have him, and you could use Zandrock. I don't know where my Zandrock's at. There he is. So you could use Zandrock and be able to destroy the barriers here, giving your team easy access to the heroes people position on the side. But if you don't have Zandrock or you don't have Harak, you can just keep Leica in here, and that will be really good for your team because she's going to add growth stacks to Lily and Perseus. So that's team 1. Team 2 is then going to be a Bonnie dot damage team with Shamira and Tassie on it. So, and we have Aaron behind the Phantomal here. Well, to the right, to the left behind Phantomal. so yeah, we have Niru, Tassie, Shamira, and Aaron. They're all going to be able to help activate Bonnie's dot damage because they all deal magic damage. So we should be able to get that activated pretty quickly, and Tassie's hopefully going to be able to help stall the fight out, allowing that dot damage to have more time to tick down, and Tassie to do her ultimates and all that kind of good stuff. So classic Bonnie dot damage team. And then team 3 is going to be a Marcille light bearer team. So we have Hugin with Marcille behind him. That's going to boost up her attack and everything. Then we have Callan in here for his protection. Then we got Siren behind Callan, and then Rowan over here on the right, because that puts Rowan in range to feed energy to Siren, but not what's his face, Hugin, because a lot of times if you use Siren and Hugin together, Rowan will feed the energy pot to Hugin because he's usually he usually builds up his energy quicker. I think, I don't know why, but he just does, and he ends up taking the energy pot from the Siren. But in this case, the Siren's going to get the energy pot, group everyone up. Marcille can burst them down with explosive spell and also her ultimate, and we can just have hopefully a lot of success with this team. So that's the third team of that set. Let me pull up another one and I'll be right back. All right, so this next set of teams is going to have 2 teams that you guys have already seen, team 2 and team 3, but team 1 I haven't talked about yet. And this team has Callan, Marcille, Twins, Volca, and Ludovic on it. Callan is going to be offering protection to all these heroes in here. Volca is going to be giving a bunch of attack speed to our Marcille, which helps increase her chanting speed. Also, the Twins are going to be feeding her energy, shields, healing, all that kind of good stuff. And then we also have Ludovic in here, when his Everbloom field is healing up Marcille and whatnot. It's going to be increasing her haste and everything. Also, that's going to increase her chance speed, and it should be a pretty solid team. With the survivability and the burst damage that it can do, it should be pretty good. Plus, we should get to some pretty quick ultimates with Marcille due to the Twins. Now, I personally can't really run this because my Twins are Supreme Plus. My Volca is also pretty weak, so it's not really a team I can personally run. But if you have these heroes built up to a decent level, maybe you can give this a try, see how it works. Team 2 is then going to be my Harak team with Siren and Thedor that I mentioned earlier in the video. And I like running Siren on the Frozen Respite map because he can bypass with his insta kill, he can bypass the revive that these heroes would get. So that's the second team. And then team 3 is going to be the Bonnie, Igor, Athalia, Niru team. So, and with Tassie also. So yeah, it's classic Igor Thalia team with Tassie on it. Tassie's going to help get the dot damage spread, also stall the fight out with Igor, and it should be pretty good. You could replace Taylene with Tassie if you want, or you could replace Tassie with Taylene if you want. That's also always an option, so it's up to you. But yeah, that's team 3. Now let's pull up another set, and I think this will be the last set, so give me one sec. All right, so for our last set of teams, we have a Lightbearer team for team 1, and it has Hugin, Marcille, Siren, Lily May, and Rowan on it. Now Rowan's going to be able to feed our Siren energy at the start of the fight and give him a quick ultimate. We have Lily May in here to maybe block any early ultimates that the enemy team is trying to do, and then Marcille's got her ability to blow up the enemy team with her explosive spell, plus Hugin boosting up her attack, all that good stuff. I talked about this team earlier in the video. We just used it on a different map, but you could also use it here on this map, positioned like this. So that's going to be team 1. Team 2 is then going to be Théodore, Faramore, Pandora, Chimera, and Ravion. So we've got Pandora going into the we got Chimera going into the Pandora box. We've got Théodore feeding energy to what's his face, Faramore, and then we have the Wilder Phantomal to bait any Lily May heroes out. So if they try to use Lily May, she's gonna get baited by the Phantomal. And even if they do use the Lily May Pandora combination to try and block the Chimera's ult, you'll still have a pretty quick ultimate from the Faramore, which can help do a lot of damage in this fight. And then we've got Ravion for the what's it called, the fatal blow protections. So that's team 2, and then team 3 is going to be our Bonnie Citrana dot damage team with Tassie, Igor, and Niru on it. So we've got Niru and Citrana and Tassie to help activate Bonnie's dot damage. We've got all these heroes to help activate Citrana's dot damage, and then we have Tassie and Igor to prolong the fight and allow everybody to do more damage with their dots. So that's team 3, and that's the last set of teams for this week. Hopefully you guys can either mix and match and get a team set together that way, or you can just take an ID and put that team set in, and hopefully these are successful for you. Or hopefully they just gave you some ideas of how to build your own teams and everything. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, I have a link to the Farlight store down in the description below and in the pinned comment. So if you want 5% extra dragon crystals with your purchases, you can use that link, and you'll also be supporting me in the channel. So yeah, I really appreciate it, and if you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.
I really like brownness, yeah. It's yummy. I play games with y'all.